Fu and coffee. So, you're starting to get worried, huh? Feeling that the walls are closing in on you? Feeling paranoid? Feeling that, the end of the world is about to happen? That, we're not going to make it to 2012? Even tomorrow, it could end all tomorrow? You know? I mean, you don't trust our leaders, and there's a conspiracy, and people want to kill you, and people want to blow up your house, and what are you going to do? Relax. Hi. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. Well, don't guess my name. I'll tell you, it's D. Lance Burton. Welcome back to another episode of Kung Fu and Coffee. You know, there are a lot of things to worry about these days. Lots of problems in the world. Thankfully, here in Circle County, where I live, we're actually quite insulated from civilization. But I do have my own problems. You know, my girlfriend Valerie still hasn't come back. And I still spend my days and nights, you know, when I'm not working at the paint factory, watching movies, entertaining myself. So the other day I went down to the Video Village looking for some more movies, and I met Myron Krabwitz. He's the guy who works down there. Nice guy, you know, skin condition notwithstanding. And I says, you know, Myron, I'm not too satisfied with what you've been written me lately. Not too happy with that level of quality. Hasn't been up there. And he says, well, I got something new. I got this movie, and it stars a couple of really big stars. And I says, oh, like Gordon Liu, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, those guys. And he says, yeah, just like those guys. Actually, Jackie Gleason and Tom Hanks. And I say, okay, was it directed by Lau Carleon? I want to know, right? He's a good director, kung fu movies. And Myron says, you know, he says to me, maybe. Well, today's movie is called Bruce Lee Fights Back from the Grave. And I gotta tell you, it's really terrible, you know, and I'm sorry to do this to you, you know, what with all the threat of terrorism and the threat of chemical weapons and mass destruction and all that, you know, and you know, your jobs, some of you are probably losing jobs, you know, and the ogre of unemployment hangs on the city walls, you know, that sort of thing. So, on top of all that, you know, you just compound your problems with bad movies, you know. So, I apologize in advance, but enough yakking, let's see the bits. I mean, look at this. This is a shameless desecration. I mean, it's a dripping black blotch on a fine man's name. Let's move on. What kind of middle name is Kuala Lumpur? That's why the lady is a tramp. Okay, that is the most Italian-looking Chinese name I've ever seen. So this guy, who by the way is not named Bruce, moves to America, and he discovers that his friend is dead. So he joins up with this girl, who was a friend of his friend, and together they're going to find out what happened to their friend. And I've told you about 90% of what happens, you know. And if you can guess the twist at the end, you know, then you should be writing screenplays for 70s kung fu movies. I hear they're hiring. Oh no, wait a minute. Why is there a Korean flag on the wall? And that guy's shirt says Korea. Is this Taekwondo or Kung Fu? Let's make this fast, Mr. Lee Chan Wong. I've got a lead on the real killers of Nicole Brown Simpson. Interior design by Lego. You know, for a film that features a mostly white cast, the dubbing here is just inexcusable. I mean, what did these people think when they saw this film? I'm guessing they didn't care. They were already back at their jobs at Kmart. Why couldn't I have been born when the tube top was in its prime? Ah, the magic hour. Now is the time for lovers to meet and conjoin. Hey, George Wendt. I think it was Rigdon Steckler who pioneered the use of parade footage as cinematic padding. Rest in peace. He's at the track to meet Chico Marx. I came to bring the pain, hardcore from the brain. Fig. Yeah, almost. I had a copper penny, I lost it on a throw. One problem with this film is that there's very little sexual tension between our protagonists, And I'm not saying that, that's an original thing, sexual tension, but it is one tool that, the capable screenwriter uses to pad out his masterwork, Okay, the problem with this movie is that not very much happens. I mean, the fighting is unspectacular. There's zero character development. The film looks terrible, right? Now, I've heard an actual Bruce Lee film, the soundtrack that uses Pink Floyd, and you'll miss it when you hear the cacophony of this one. And I'm not even sure what a cacophony is, but I think it's bad, like this movie. Now, the value of something like this, it has to come from some other quality. I mean, we can't compare it to, for example, Avatar. Actually, I think I'd rather watch this. I mean, we can't compare this to Stanley Kubrick, I mean, what I mean is that a film, if it's outrageous enough, we tend to overlook the dull bits. But, this is all dull bits. And they shan't be overlooked. Shan't, I say. I mean, it's lacking 3 of your basic Fs. Flesh, fun, fantasticness. Might have been better off with the Jackie Gleason Chan. Might have been better off with that movie, rather than Bruce Lee Fights Back from the Grave. You'll notice that the star of our movie was Bruce K.L. Leia, L-E-A. I don't know how you say that. So I came up with some things that KL might stand for. I've got my list here, and I'd like to share some of my suggestions. First one, Killing Legacy. Right, that's appropriate. How about King Lame? Yeah, I think that's good. Kindly Lion? Like the Narnia, that guy. Kung Fu Legend? No, I don't think so. Kissing the Ladies. Koala's Lump. How about Karate Laceration? How about Naughty Lancer? Kangaroo Labyrinth? Kitten Ladybug? And my favorite here is Kosher Laxative. Okay. Well, I still got some coffee left, but I think we've all suffered enough today with the movie. So, until next time, cheers, guys. I've never seen a single movie starring Jackie Gleason. He was on that show that was Honeymooners. I think it was a remake of the movie with the black guy, Cedric the Entertaining guy. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know, Jackie Gleason. He was fat, right? Yeah, fat. Most fat people are funny. John Candy. Rush Limbaugh. Funny guys. Hilarious, even. Today's show is brought to you by Russian Roulette Coffee. Hey, enjoy a cup of Russian Roulette. Every 6th drink is a winner.
na sa sana for na this permission. Kamakuina. Still it's